Today is the day where the Battlefield 6 beta has gone live for everyone. Those who are on Xbox, those who are on PC. And, as we have heard over the last few days as content creators are playing the beta before us, there are very significant issues with this game. Though it does not look like a horrible, disgusting pile of mess like 2042 was, something that is glaring and is a problem is one of which from 2042 that they never fixed. So let's get right into the video, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and we are going to be talking about the Battlefield 6 beta today. So you guys are going to see a lot of footage. Not a lot of footage, but a little bit of footage. And the really big problem is that I'm not a PC player, and I started playing it on PC. You know, it didn't go too well. My PC crashed like 2 times. I don't know why it did that. Maybe just cause. So I went on my Xbox and continued to play it and got my opinions down to order. But, you know, there are very good things about this game, and then there are some not very good things about this game. And there's a hope with those bad things. You know, it's been said and talked about among like EA themselves, and they are planning to fix some of those things. But we'll get into that a little bit. And you know, let's start off with the good. All right. You know what? Actually, whenever I hear you want the good news or the bad news, I always say I want the bad news first. So let's go with the bad news, actually. So, one of the biggest problems with this game, or this beta, I should say, because it's not really a game yet. Most of the guns are extremely lasery. And one of the biggest problems, and you know, I'm just going to continue on this point. Most of the guns are very, very lasery. Like, they just laser, you don't have any recoil. The only difference in guns, which is, as I had said in my previous video, is basically just how much you can fire at a time. Which isn't the best. You need recoil in a game. I mean, the guns in this game play like a fully modded out COD gun, where you just have no recoil at all, and you're just chilling there. You don't have to aim down a little bit. You don't have to for recoil, which is very, very, weird, because of the fact that 2042, this was the biggest problem. Gunplay was absolutely horrendous. Besides the fact that it didn't feel like a true Battlefield game, the gunplay was horrendous, horrible, disgusting, right? And honestly, in this beta, the gunplay is worse than 2042. Besides the snipers being snipers, and say what you will about the sweet spot, but I love the sweet spots. I just am disappointed in the gunplay. But to be completely honest, whereas 2042 didn't really have it much going for it in a lot of stuff, the gunplay actually, even though it weighs this game down a lot, and as I said before, EA is actually going to work on fixing it, this is, the game it's actually, alright. The beta's alright, I should say. Because, even though it's in some stuff, it's in work in progress and stuff like that, it still feels good to play, even though the gunplay's bad. Like, when you're running around, the ambience, right, the sounds, right, it's good, and everyone's using laser weapons, so it's alright. But another thing that is kind of bad is that your time to kill is actually pretty decent. It's very decent. It's very level. It usually is around the same. But time to death is the most, a lot of the times in this game, you just won't have a chance to defend yourself. And say get good, right? Spoken like a true Soulsborne player, just get good. But the time to kill in this game, or time to death in this game, is crazy. Like, you'll just walk around a corner and you're immediately dead. You haven't even seen the person that's killed you, and that really sucks sometimes. It's not really enough to get mad about. It doesn't happen enough to get mad about. But if you're like someone that rages a lot, unlike me, because Souls trade me, this can get pretty maddening. But the time to death is super fit. It can be super duper quick. It can be super duper slow. Insanely inconsistent. So that's something. There's also some problems with animations and sounds. Most of the sounds is very, very cool, like the explosions and stuff like that. The ambience, seeing all the missiles going around, seeing the explosion, right? The destruction is beautiful. You know what happened? I was in this little house, right? In one of the maps, Siege of Cairo, I think it was. Boom, 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 boom. Entire house on top of me and my homie. We dead. Just stuff like that. Very, very cool. But like footstep audio is weird. The grenade throwing is a little bit. And this is stuff that'll probably be included. There's in the thing. There's not really many like big maps. Most of the maps are mid to small size. Hopefully we get more big maps in the actual game. Battlefield thrives in these big Battlefield 1 style operation matches, right? These big Battlefield 4 style operation matches. Not operation matches, but you know what I'm saying. Large scale stuff, and the game, there's some very good things about it. Let's just start off. The ambience, 9 out of 10, feels like a true Battlefield game. Feels like BF3 on steroids. It actually feels like what it's supposed to feel like a modern FPS, like a true modern FPS that's away from Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is just a steaming pile of shit right now. But yeah, very, very good. Very, very cool. I think this actually, while, Call of Duty's down on its knees right now, I think this could actually be the one that pushed it over, as EA is better than Call of Duty. I think this game might be, even though it's not the Battlefield game by any means, not even close. And then, very good things coming out of it. The repair, you can write stuff with the repair tools. Very, very cool. I saw it in Jack Fragg's video. Frames of doors can come off with the door, the hole still being there. Very, very good stuff. I was actually fighting in this match, and I'm shooting, and I'm progressively getting hit more and more, because I realize that on the Siege of Cairo, at the C objective, you have those little hallways, and then you have those pillars. Whenever, you shoot those pillars, little pieces of concrete come off. And sometimes that is so cool. You're in a firefight, and you just see chunks of debris falling off of the pillar you're shooting at, or you're behind. A little bit scary when you're behind it, but just seeing that, and then also the hitbox adapting to that and being able to shoot them right there through that because it's gone. That is so cool. Very, very good job with that. Yeah, right. That's a lot of my actual notes. Sounds like a Battlefield game. Sounds like Battlefield. Very, very good. The theme actually sounds very, very good. Now, going into, I need to talk. Let's just go on, talk about some stuff that I want to see for the game and needs to kind of be in there. Number one, right? I love closed weapons. I think it is an integral part of the game, and I think that I really, really like that, and I think that is how Battlefield should be. I might be in the minority, I might be in the majority. I think open weapons kind of takes away that class. It kind of undermines the class system, and I don't really like how you can have a sniper with a shotgun, or you can have even though if they have buffs and stuff like that, and their stuff is for that. And I also like you got like an assault guy, running around with, you have a lot of assault guys running around, with like a whatever the main gun is in the game, the assault rifle is in the game. And then you see, stuff like you have supports and stuff just running around with guns they shouldn't really have. And then it also goes, and it's like you're kind of playing COD there, where you just choose whatever gun you play, right? It's like you're using just an operator. You're not using a class, you're using an operator. And when you change the class, it's like, oh, I'm just going to change this special ability. And I don't really like that. I think closed weapons, make sure that you have those, really make sure that you have those classes, and it embeds those classes in the game. And I think that Battlefield really needs to decide whether or not they're going to go closed weapons or open weapons. I think they should go closed weapons. If they want to go open weapons, they should probably look at the player base before them. I don't know if I'm the minority or the majority. That's that. There are some other things that need to be in the game. I think server browser would be amazing, and not a fucking portal. Please, just a regular server browser. That would be amazing. I'd love that, because even if 1% of the people use it, I'm literally quoting Jack Frags here. Even if 1% of the people use it, it's still an integral part of the game. Robo drops are really cool. I think I already said that. They really need to make a playlist that is very embedded into people's minds, like the Battlefield 1 playlist was, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, and so on. Sniper sweet spots, I really hope they keep the sniper sweet spots, right? That'd be very, very good. Because I personally, even though I've kind of gotten out of the loop of sniping and I'm not very good anymore because Battlefield 4 was not the best sniping game, or Battlefield 2042, sorry, was not the best sniping game. I'd never sniped in Battlefield 2042, and when I did, it was horrible. So, yeah, above this, I really want the sweet spot mechanics to come back. Now, final thoughts. The beta has set up Battlefield 6 to be a very good, maybe a little bit below average in the entire scheme of it, Battlefield game. I'd say a very big step up from 2042, even if they don't fix the gunplay. Just it feels more like a Battlefield game overall. The destruction, all that stuff, very, very good. Gunplay, they need to change that if they want it to be a good Battlefield game, not just a below average, a little bit better than their worst game ever in the history of their games. And yeah, I think all of the stuff that I've laid down in this video, all the good is very good. It feels very good. All the bad is, it's bad, but it's gonna get fixed up. We're like a month away. We're kind of chilling, to be completely honest. They have a month to fix it. Now, they can always screw the launch up. They can always mess the launch up. They can always destroy their entire game with the launch. The gunplay made Battlefield 2042 horrible. Without the bad gunplay, it would be mid. With the horrible gunplay, it is horrible. Now, going into that, if the gunplay does not change in this game, probably running into the same thing 2042 did, this game is not going to be able to top the charts. It's not going to be able to do very good. And though it may be better than 2042, it's never getting to that level. And it'll probably, keep EA fans and give them that final push away from Battlefield as a whole. And with that, Call of Duty might bring up, or we don't know. Delta Force may be coming in, even though it has that operator system. I don't know. That's my thoughts. Keep your fingers crossed they do not mess up the launch. Keep your fingers crossed that they fix the gunplay and stop making, like, the laser guns are horrible. Laser guns bad. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. A little bit of a longer video. I'll see all of you guys later. Actually, good day to you, good night to me, and I'll see all of you guys later. Bye.